I've asked ChatGPT to give me 10 different building ideas, and I've got to build them all on this island, but I've only got 20 minutes to build all 10 of them. We just got to begin. The first thing on the list is a campfire, because I've made the list go from easiest to hardest. So I think we just start the 20 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and thus I started speedily building. I was searching for stuff, as you can see, and then I started digging out a hole, and I was just trying to get the campfire done as quickly as possible, because I knew that this is going to be the easiest part of the challenge, because the campfire is quite easy, right? So I wanted to get this over with before all the other stuff, so that I could have enough time to do all the other stuff. So I'm trying to spend as little time as possible on this. Okay, campfire is done. Next thing, fountain. So I'm trying to spend as little time on each thing as on each of these easier things as possible, so I've got more time for the harder things. And I started building the fountain in complete silence, because for some reason at the start of this challenge, I just wasn't talking very much. In the moment, Sham does talk more later on, so just wait for that. But right now, I'm just trying to speedily build up the fountain, because the quicker I get this done, the quicker I can do the other stuff. Same logic as the last build. Okay, fountain's done. Bridge! I'm just going to make the bridge as basic as possible, so I don't have to get many blocks out. I didn't talk at all while building the bridge either, so you're stuck with me, voiceover Sham. But, I was basically just building the bridge to be very basic so that I could not have to use a block variety and so that it'd take less time to build. Same logic as the previous ones. I'm gonna leave the fence. Okay, statue. Right, okay, statue I did put as one of the easier things, but this could be a bit hard. I've never built a statue before. Hang on, right. I'm changing my plan. I'm just gonna build a head as the statue, because I've never built a statue before, and because I'm not good with organics, I thought I'll just build a square head. Spoilers, it didn't look good. I've only got 14 minutes left, so I am a little stressed. I don't want to put too much detail into these builds, but I don't want them to look bad. They looked bad. That looks like one great smile, and that's not what I wanted. Okay, that's good enough. Wait, no, it's not good enough. I can't make it float. I've made this harder for myself. Shoot. Come back to it later. I didn't have enough time to come back to it later. Okay, I've got to build a market stall. Okay, there can be some markets here, right? So that's simple. And it's gonna be a little curved one. And thus, I built up three very similar market stalls. You can put some seats for the people who are working here. They're working tirelessly, I'm telling you. Next thing, a garden shed. Okay, that's a bit random. Where here would make sense for a garden shed? Let's just... a nice garden shed by the beach. I started building the shed on a diagonal. I've realized a diagonal's probably not the best, because while it would look more interesting, that's going to take so much time to get to look right. I don't have time to detail. I then proceeded to improve the wall by adding details. This is a garden shed, right? So what would be by a garden shed? Lots of bone meal. And now I'm immediately destroying the bone meal, because I'm realizing that farmland would make sense here. Torchfire seeds are more interesting. Oh, I got an advancement. Okay, next thing. Fisherman hut. Okay, I reckon I build a dock. Then I decided to add some barrels, because fishermen have barrels. Right, there can be some barrels for his fish. Now he gets a hut, but the hut is gonna be made out of the same materials. Right, and it's gonna be diagonal, I've decided. And thus, I went against my logic of not building a diagonal. Okay, my thought is, that we make a rounded roof, because it'll be easier than having to go make fancier sort of roof. And luckily that logic did save me time. Honestly, this isn't looking too bad. It's quite bad, but, you know. And also I am ignoring the interior. But that's okay. You know, our guy, he's been fishing so much that he's got a little trail there, and put some bone meal down. Right, next thing. A lighthouse. Okay, I've got to build an entire lighthouse. I'm not sure how well a lighthouse fits with this theme, but whatever. So we're going for classic white and red. In my defense, I've never built a lighthouse before, I had no reference images, and evidently I was under massive time constraints, so it didn't look very good. Okay, I'm at the stage where I don't know how to finish a windmill. I guess there'd be like a floor here. There'd be a big light. Okay, this is not looking good. And by that I mean the time is not looking good, because the time I have is not much, but also this lighthouse is not looking good because I have never built a lighthouse before, and I don't know what I'm doing. I hate this lighthouse. Okay, that's a very bad lighthouse. But next, we've got a treehouse. I'm sure someone could live in a treehouse over here. Right. So I did want to build a proper thing. A proper custom tree. But I've got 3 minutes! And I've got an even... I don't even remember what the other thing was after this. Normally this would spawn in at just a big tree. That's not what I wanted. That's not... Okay, hang on. Fix the tree, we're leaving it. I don't have enough time to destroy it. Okay. Come on, please actually be a big tree this time. Right. Not great. Like, it's a small treehouse. It's a small treehouse, right? So this person has made a little burrow within the leaves. And then they can have another layer to their treehouse. At this point, I was realizing how I should have ordered things from hardest to easiest, because then I would have had the most time to work on the harder things and rush through the easy things. Okay, trapdoor, and some ladders, like so. So they can get up here now. Then I hastily put in some utilities. But maybe they'll do some smelting over here. And here they just want to see the view, but they also want to have their stuff. And you may say, well, how are they going to get from segment to segment? Just like this, of course. Right. I would get out some stairs, but I don't have the time. I've got 1 minute. So I've got 1 minute to make an entire windmill, which I'm going to put right here. I can't do a windmill in 1 minute. Maybe you should have left more time for yourself, huh? Okay, we're gonna have to go incredibly tiny scale if we want any chance. Right, and then you have sort of a bigger segment. I've built a windmill before, but I don't know what I'm doing because I don't remember how I've built a windmill. I've built a windmill that looks like this. But right now, I do not remember how I built it, and I don't have the time. Whoa. This is the worst thing I've ever built. This is one of the worst things I've ever built. I am ashamed of these. Oh. And that was 20 minutes. This is what I managed to build in 20 minutes, and look, that is pretty good because it was simple. The fountain's alright because it was quite simple. I think I did a pretty good job with the shed here. I didn't entirely do what ChatGPT told me. It doesn't have an interior either. The bridge is alright. I think if I had more time, I could have done it a lot better. The treehouse is... I mean, it's not so bad. It is quite bad. But I could... There's space for improvement, like I said. That's not unsalvageable. This is not a statue. This just isn't... That's not a statue. I hate it. That's just a head. This is pretty good. This nice and homely. If it was night, it would look very nice, as you can see. We got the fisher dock here, which is not too bad. If I had more time, I could have made it more fisherman based. The windmill is just horrible because a windmill is a large structure. I've built a windmill before, as I've said, right there on screen. And this just is not it. Same with the lighthouse. I asked ChatGPT for small ideas. I mean, I guess they are small, but they're not build in a minute small, you know? The stalls were alright. I would have liked to have like a path or something, but you know, that was 10 ideas in 20 minutes. If you'd like to see me add more to this island from ChatGPT and put more ideas in here within a very limited time frame, tell me in the comments and I'll make another video like this. I hope you enjoyed. Consider subscribing.